Yo, yo, what's up, KP Squad? It's your boy, Kawaii Porpoise, and welcome back to some more gaming content and to some more cooking companions. Last we left off, it's been raining for a day and a half now, I think. And we haven't had food we didn't have food the previous day. So everyone went to bed hungry. And I just had a scary dream where a boy pushed me into an oven and cooked me while I was alive. So, let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, great. Everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Their stomachs must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the windows. You hear a stirring of blankets, arms, and legs. Mariah looks petrified. I couldn't sleep. Natalie has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. Oh God. The cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little gaunt. I better go look out the window. And? Couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is this going to end? I checked outside the door again. Floodwaters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're going to need to stay put unless one of us wants to drown in rainwater. As soon as the weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Ryan and Natalie go white as a sheet. How are we going to find our way back now? We'll have to ride out the storm. Mariah looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we could put off eating. The group stares at you. It will clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They all gravitate to an area. I can tell Gregor's putting on a fake optimism and Mariah's having trouble. Which one do you want to speak with today? Let's go with Mariah. Brrr. It's cold as hell over here. I'm surprised Gregor isn't freezing to death at night. How does he do it? Explain to Mariah how the size of a person and fat content determine how warm they are naturally. Which is interesting, because if you see how wide I am and how fucking, you know, I get cold at night. My boyfriend, on the other hand, skinny boy, and he's like burning on the outside, but he's cold on the inside. I don't get it. Anyway. Yeah, wish I was as big as Gregor. But to be honest, I don't need to be that tall to make a difference in the world. Do you know what he wanted to do for a career? Mario does your best Gregor impression. Split firewater gaze at the stars. How boring is that? Depends on the person, but pretty boring. You're so funny. Thanks for coming in and chatting with me. Mariah blushes a little. You make it easier to pass the time. Thank you. You're pretty sure Mariah will remember that. I'll stop. Mom, still doing it every day. You thank her and leave the bedroom. Oh, she's in the bedroom? Why was it the living room? You call everyone together. They all look grim. You can cut the tension in the room with a knife. Not a bad idea. Everyone's staring at you. They're expecting the last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch, and slowly all five of you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few hundred times before swallowing, and Natalie chews it cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Mariah nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor Gregor just pops in his mouth like a cherry. It was gone in an instant. The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much, but you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. Good morning! Morning. Let me check if the rain stopped. I can fucking hear it, dude. It's still flooding. What are we going to do? Humans could live about 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall in a day or two, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. But do you really think it will rain that long? Natalie, it's been days already. What makes you think it will stop soon? Relax, everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed that it's done by tomorrow. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared. But you need to survive. Ken and Gregor begin to discuss next options. You want to speak with Maria in the kitchen? Or Natalie in the living room? Oh, I want to speak with Natalie. Think about everything you've done wrong and how you're doomed to everyone. Hey, it wasn't my fucking fault. We made vegetable stew and we made the cabbage rolls. I didn't have any other option. It chose for me. Kill the whatever, the veggies in the drawer. I want to speak with Maria in the kitchen, see if maybe like we could like make something else or like talk with the thingies. But I also want to talk with Natalie. Oh, he's reading. Natalie's still paging through the book. Hey, you really should have been more careful with our emergency supplies. What were you thinking? His book is upside down. Honey. I'm sorry, Natalie. Apology accepted. Who could have predicted this much rain? You're sweet as a pound cake, thank you. You'll have to teach me that vegetable stew recipe when all of this is over. I'm sure Natalie will remember that. This book is a great distraction. Very well written. Honey, it's upside down. Oh! You get the hint and leave Natalie to himself. Can I talk to the cabbets or whatever they're called? I don't think any of us could take this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Mariah! I used to swim all the time near my house, so I probably had the best chance of swimming through the floodwaters. No! Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Natalie. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? That's true, but... Little guy, let me go. Gregor, Sounds good to me. Karen! His arms are definitely the longest, so he's probably the best at... What? Yeah, so he's probably the best at climbing trees out of all of us. No. No, wouldn't be right, Gregor. Let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones, but we need to find food or help. Gregor grabs a branch from the woodpile. He cuts into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. We'll each pick one from my hand, and the shortest will go outside to search for food. You're not worried about drawing. You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you could tell which is the biggest one of the bunch. You pick it. You watch the others intently. Wow! I'm a bitch. I would go out there. I'd be like, fuck it. I mean, I fucking love swimming. Just... Will it be Gregor? Natalie? Karen? Will it be
Looks like I've got the shortest.
Mariah?
It's okay.
Acting like she's gonna die. She'll be fucking fine, dude.
I watched Natalie forage earlier, so I'll know what to look out for.
Just swim until you find higher ground, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken.
Karen, and Natalie, and Gregor, will keep us alive.
What about me?
I promise.
She promised. Everyone watches as Mariah leaves the cabin. The silence is deafening.
Goodbye.
She'll be fine. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is, and then silence. Mariah has left the cabin. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. The sun is completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. You get ready for bed and easily pass out. Dead to me, bro. You have a strange dream. Oh no. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize. The other is a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Her legs are so strong, you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking in the cold. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair cause you to throw up on the embers. You can't let it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods. Your burns chill with the wind. The guest looks behind her and her eyes widen when she sees you. She's terrified. Your fury rips trees out by their roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your entire life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them. As you trample through a field of wheat, the guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun. Golden. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. Hellfire fills your lungs. You're unable to scream anymore. You wake in a cold sweat. Bruh. Swear to God, like, literally, like, when are we, as the player, gonna actually, like, kill people for meat? Because that's what I'm expecting. Good morning. Oh, Natalie's crying. Do you think she made it to our ground? I believe in Mariah. I almost called her Mariana.
Me too.
She'll be fine. Right, little guy?
So what do we do now? Just wait?
Karen. How long? It's been almost a day since she left. Natalie and Gregor look nervous. Someone needs to go look for her.
We need to wait, Karen.
Wait for what?
The nearest town is miles and miles away. Waiting is all we can do for now.
So it could be days before she gets back? What are we supposed to eat? Mice? I mean, yeah, it's an option. Karen, I'm sure Natalie will agree, but we'll discuss next options when we get to it. Every waking thought is about food now. I never should have eaten that much. I'm... Karen's hands are involuntarily shaking. Gregor and Natalie just nod in agreement. You don't even need her to elaborate. You're sure Mariah will make it back. She promised. Everyone retreats to their areas. I go to the kitchen, talk to the things. Okay. I hate Karen, but we haven't talked to her yet, so let's just try to talk with her and see what happens. Hey, you don't have to lie to me. I know Mariah's not coming back. I don't know where she came up with her being the best swimmer. Guess the only one that would know would be Natalie. Last summer, Natalie would watch her swim from the shore. He could have been a lifeguard. Such a good swimmer. She never went under, but if she did, he would have pulled her out easily. I
Why would she lie about something like that? Karen seems deep in thought. Maybe it's better to leave her alone. You close the door softly. Well, that was fucking worthless. Should have talked to Natalie in the kitchen! Where the food was! Where the cabbage people are! I can't stop thinking about that vegetable stew. I'd be fine with the bread and jam. I'd be fine with just the strawberries. Nobody else laughs. I would kill for some vegetables right about now. You would too. And I'm going to try to get some sleep. Good night. Night. Can't I see what I can do, like, overnight in the kitchen? Fall asleep quickly, but you only dream about desecrating a corpse. You wake in a cold sweat in a completely different room. What? Where the fuck are we? Don't tell me we woke up in the basement. Oh god. Oh, we woke up at the kitchen. Good morning. Karen's looking worse. Will you cook for the group today? There's only one option. You take out a cutlet of meat and begin to cook it in the oven. Either this is still a dream or Karen just cut a chunk of someone. You cook meat. Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you... The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out of the oven, cutting in small cutlets. He immediately grabs one off the plate, chewing ferociously. You take a piece and immediately devour it. Do you have any more of this? You explain how the meat is stored securely. Hidden, so you can ration better this time. I understand. Thank you. Natalie runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. Ooh. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. This taste is... Gregor wanders off, and Natalie returns looking choked up. I was too weak. Left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Natalie. Natalie takes a cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. I'm going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? These are the men. What do you want to talk to? Natalie. You knock on the door first. And Natalie? You slowly open the door. Thanks for checking in on me. You ask if he still feels sick. Not anymore. I think it was a mental thing. Please don't tell me where the meat came from. The less known, the better. You nod. Thank you. You're sure Natalie remember that? I guess it's kind of dark, so I should just... just kind of... yeah! The relationship's stronger! We're gonna get a Natalie's to 5 hearts, and then him and I will just murder each of the other two together, and we'll just... You leave Natalie and go tidy up some parts of the kitchen. Hours pass. The meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going. Eating will just make them hungrier. They're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain that you want to ration the meat better this time, and there will be no dinner. It's fine. I understand. I guess I'd rather eat tomorrow than more today. No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. Weird dreams? Yep, you have a strange dream. You're having dinner with a blacksmith, but he's not touching his food. The only light in the room comes from the oven. He clears his throat, stroking his beard. I can forge anything, he says. Your eye has been giving you issues lately, so you reply, forge me a new eye then. You laugh, but then the ropes come out. He ties you to your chair with a long rope to prevent you from struggling. You rip the rope apart without even trying, so the blacksmith uses a thicker rope. No turning back now. He takes a hot poker out of the coals. Holding it in front of his face, you can see his beard and eyes watching you. He slowly brings back the poker, aiming carefully for your eye, before plunging it through your skull with a sickening crunch. The force of the blow throws you backwards a few feet. You're unable to break the ropes. You vomit all over your chest as the smell of your decimated eye floods your nostrils. Ugh. The blacksmith stands over you, spitting on your body. You wake in a cold sweat. The creepy art that pops up like that is actually really cool, but spooky. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Let me save the game. Okay. Take a look out the window. Do you notice anything? What? The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Good morning, big guy. Doors person. Mariah, make it back. This might sound a little crazy, but every night around 2 a.m., I can hear her outside. She makes this awful gargling noise, like she's trying to get water out of her lungs. Have you heard her, Gregor? Sometimes when the rain gets faint, I think I can hear her whispering. I haven't heard anything like that. When she's whispering, it's like she's trying to tell you something, right? Oh fucking Christ! Oh fucking, yes! I legitimately got the biggest chill down my spine with that face. I'm gonna cry. I sometimes hear her crying through the radio, but that's just a broadcast. Right? I hate the faces. It's broad daylight outside. I'm gonna have nightmares though. I think we should have another piece of meat for breakfast. One step closer to Mariah. It's what she would have wanted. What's going into you, Natalie? Natalie's eyes look at you begging. Bring us another slab, please. He clearly doesn't have the stomach for it. I can't get the taste out of my mouth. Please help me. I'm so scared. I'm scared of jump scares. I don't play horror games on this channel for one reason and one reason only, because I am a big fucking baby. I get so scared so easily. I will watch people play horror games. I will not play any of myself because of that reason. Natalie. Gregor looks pained in Natalie's words. I think he's right. Please bring us more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. You cut it into squares, adding it to the boiling cauldron water. It will taste bland without any seasoning, but you need to serve it up right away. What's taking so long? Boil it faster! Looks almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. That's good. Okay, their faces are normal, at least for now. Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the chunks whole, like a duck does when eating bread. Ugh. Natalie creates ripples in the broth using the spoon. He isn't eating. Sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. Mariah. Natalie begins to weep. You look over at Karen. You didn't notice her even start to eat. There's just an empty bowl now. Karen is staring right at you. How much more meat is left? You explain how most of it has gone bad. This is the last of it. How could you be so careless again? You remember Karen's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? The storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Natalie? Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Mariah. Or forage for plants outside. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you.
Aye.
Please, Natalie. You can swim back after a few hours. Gregor's right, Natalie. Maybe you'll find Mariah out there. I think Mariah's fine by herself. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help. But we need your help, Natalie. That's right, Natalie. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay? No problem, little guy. Everyone shuffles off to their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. I heard something like a chess piece. For a second, it sounded like chess piece. Something. Mariah. I'm so scared of something popping up now. Something is approaching. No, please don't. Oh my god. Please help me.
Hey!
Oh my god. That's good. Oh. Oh my god, the fucking kids cheering.
Don't be a climb at me, it's just me! Again! Not going to be very sweet today. I'm worried about Natalie. He's going to cave to peer pressure. Can you stop him from leaving the cabin?
You don't answer, Onion.
Please? Don't you trust me?
You shake your head.
Got a fun factoid for ya. Did you know that leaving out an unpeeled onion in your room absorbs bacteria? It will help prevent colds and ward off viruses. That was a lie! The fun factoid of that myth? People actually believed it in the 1500s. How embarrassing.
Who would believe that?
There even was a doctor in 1919 who caught the surge of people believing it. Anyways, you know what smells like a well-oiled left in the room? Yo! It's been a while since you last bathed, right?
You can't remember.
Could smell you before I even came into the room. Yikes! Joe, can you stop Anani from leaving? I know he has cabin fever, but this is ridiculous.
I love doing this voice. It will be impossible to stop a grown man from leaving.
Please. We don't need another one stalking the hallways. Tapping on the windows. Crying through the radio.
You have the sun urge to scream. Please don't.
Why do you think I've been using the mouse hole to get around? Scared to death is already to her. Don't make me title the comments about you. Think I'll be as mean as potato if you get on the bad side. Just kidding. Jay's great. Anyways, when time comes, just tell Natalie you care about him and don't want him to leave. Even if it's for me, okay? You can trust me.
I don't think I can.
Oh. No, excuse me. I need to work on some new ice skates. They're made of butterflies, so I'll get to skate around a frying pan tomorrow. Later!
I want more of them. Because they're cutesy when everything else is not at the moment. Close my eyes. Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall asleep again, still ravenous. I'm so scared. Day 10. You have a strange dream. Another one! A fox is collecting payment in your living room. You despise him, so you put 2 dogs at the bottom of a sack, then add 6 chickens on top. The fox smiles at you and leaves. At some point in his journey, the fox will eventually open the sack, and the dogs tear the fox in half. Filled with such loathing for the fox, you gave him the only things you had for food, all of those chickens. As the snow piles up outside, you begin to eat whatever you can find. Pillowcases, candles, leather. One day you wake up and you have nothing left to eat. Absolutely nothing. Just an insatiable hunger. A few days later, you go mad and leave the cabin, completely ravenous. A nearby tree looks like charred meat. Your iron teeth cut through the tree bark, tearing your gums apart by the splinters. Your mouth fills quickly with blood. Days later, a deer gallops by, the first creature in the woods to see your corpse. You awake in a cold sweat. Okay, no scary image this time? Something smells terrible in the living room. Someone puked in a corner. You wipe it up with a rag to save them the embarrassment. I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna save it, and I think I'm actually gonna leave it there for now. I know this episode was a little shorter than the last one. The last one was more of like an introduction to it and like what's going on. But things are getting super scary that I just want to stop now. So that's it for me. Honestly, like I didn't expect it to be this scary, and I'm impressed but also terrified. And that's when you know it's good. So yeah, but that's it for me for this week. I will catch you guys next week. Hopefully with maybe more Doki Doki short stories. Because I'm gonna take a break from this game because oh my god, I'm terrified. So until then, stay true, stay you, and stay kawaii. Bye.